Truth Unveiled here, and today I have so much to go over with you, so I want to get started. Now, I want to let you all know that the shutdown is already here. Stores are already closing, jobs are already laying people off, and it's only going to get worse. It's not going to get better. Now, I'm trying to wake up people as best as possible to let them know what time it is and what time we're really living in, that we are literally in the end of end days. And many people have no idea. People think life is going to go on, and I beg to differ. Now, I'm at this website, Walmart, and I'm showing you here a list of store closures from Walmart as they plan to close over 200 stores, 269 to be exact. And this is how they plan to do it. Now, it's important to know that with stores and retails, they are about to close a ton of them worldwide. I'm going to show you more websites and sources as well and provide the links below in the description box, but you all really need to come see this and see how the shutdown is already begun and what this has to do for you and what you can do to prepare for it, because I'm telling you now, jobs are about to start laying off people in the thousands, if not tens of thousands, if not even more. And that's just the reality of it. I mean, I can't sugarcoat it anymore. I can't try to tell you that, oh, things are going to get better, things are going to get better, when we know, biblically speaking, that no, things are going to get worse before they get better. So anyway, here are a list of the store closures. Walmart, as you can see, it says the date that it was closed, the location, and when it was closed. So as you can see, within the past couple of days alone, these stores have been closed, and this is when it was closed to the public, actually. But as you can see, the 28th, which is in a couple of days. As you can see, that's what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. That is a ton of Walmarts that are closing just within just within this month alone. I mean, do you see how big this is? Do you see how big this goes? And actually, this is another list on its own. So we're going to start over here so we can see all these Walmarts closing, and it looks like they're all closing around the same day, January 28th. Well over 100 around the same time, and they're mostly all in the South: Mississippi, North Carolina, more North Carolina ones. So they're closing nationwide fast. Oklahoma, we're seeing more Oklahoma ones. Tennessee, Texas. I'm not going to go through the whole list because you can see it as well. We have a few Sam's Clubs that are closing. There are 4 closing on February 5th. Two in Massachusetts, 1 in Michigan, and 1 in Rhode Island. And then we have Amigo closing in Puerto Rico. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of those. And we have some super centers closing in Texas and Wisconsin, Tennessee, Oregon, and Kansas. So like I said, there's a lot of store closures going on. I'll leave this link so you can see. But why is this important, and why does this relate to the shutdown? If you saw my bail-ins video, you'll see that bail-ins have already begun in Europe. Not only that, but if you saw my other video about the economic collapse, you would have seen that they've already started shutting down ships. And it was just a test. Now what that means is that they're getting ready for the collapse. They're getting ready to stage this collapse, and they're getting their cards and their chips in order, and they're testing everything now. And store closures is one of the biggest things you need to look at, because like I said, people are expecting like a big chaotic boom and collapse and everything. But no, it's going to happen in steps. It's going to happen in increments. It's going to happen when you least expect it. So people are looking in the wrong locations when it comes to looking for a collapse. What they need to be looking at are store closures, layoffs, unemployment rates, and of course not looking at mainstream media, because they're going to try to tell you that everything's okay when we know better. Now, there are a lot of theories out there about Walmart itself, and some I tend to agree with because just of the nature of Walmart. If you look at Walmart, just look at that word. Look at wall, the first 3 letters, and spell that backwards, you get law. And look at mart. If you add an IAL to it, you get martial. So put them together, you get martial law. Now, why is that important? Because Walmart, it's been said that they're converting a lot of these Walmarts into FEMA camps. And I actually I actually find truth in that, and I do believe that some of these Walmarts will be converted into FEMA camps. I don't know which ones, but I want to tell you all that you really need to try to avoid Walmart altogether, especially in these days. And beware of mall closings as well, because it's said that they might convert those into FEMA camps as well. I'm not 100% sure, but I just thought I'd bring that to your attention so that you are aware. Now here we are at store closings 2016. Now mind you, this is just 2016 alone. I'm going to scroll down and like I said, I'll leave a link below. So as you can see, these are stores that either plan on closing by 2016 or have already closed. As you can see, there are 400 Office Depots and Office Maxes that are planning on closing by this year alone. Barnes & Noble through 2023, Children's Place 200, 200 Walgreens are planning on closing by next year, 2017. And the list goes on and on. We see more Walmarts. We see more Walmarts International. 36 Macy's are closing. 100 Pier 1s. The list just goes on and on. Sears and Kmart's, they're closing. 10 Barnes & Nobles are closing again. We see 7 J.C. Penney's. Now, when you see stores like these big stores, that should ring some alarm bells and red flags, because that's telling you that most likely there will be a bunch of malls that are closing. And when there are malls closing, think about this. If all these malls and businesses are all of a sudden closing, then where are you going to go to get clothes, food, water, drinks, supplies? Where are you going to go to get all this stuff? The answer is you won't be able to go anywhere. So when the collapse does finally get here, because it's already at the door, when the door opens, you won't even be able to go anywhere and you'll be trapped. So that's why I'm saying prepare ahead of time. Prepare physically, emotionally, and most importantly, spiritually, if you already haven't. Now, I'm also going to show you store closings for 2015, and as you can see, the list goes on and on. As you can see, Abercrombie and Fitch, 180 stores closed, 175 closed for Aeropostale, 150 for American Eagle Outfitters. Now, what's interesting is a lot from 2015, a lot of stores having to do with furniture and clothing and retail are closing, like Anna's Linens. 200 Anna's Linens have closed. We see Barnes & Noble again, Body Central, Body Shop. I'm telling you, all these store closures should be raising some red flags. And if it's not, I don't know what to tell you, because I'm telling you, judgment is at the door. The collapse is at the door. All these stores that are closing, like I said, it is for a reason. Now, one other theory out there is that they're closing these stores, and what they're doing is they're taking all the merchandise from these stores and they're bringing the merchandise underground for the elite. Now, I can believe that, because the elite, we know for a fact the elite are preparing bunkers outside of America. The elite are already out of America. The elite have left the country, and they're not planning on coming back anytime soon. They already have their bunkers ready in New Zealand, Morocco, and some other places. You can do the research on your own for that. I'm not going to go into that, but I'm letting you know this because people need to understand what time it is and where we are. And like I said, people are expecting like a big boom. People are expecting like some giant explosion, because that's what these conspiracy theorists, and that's what a lot of this fear mongering, that's what they want. That's what they want you to be under. It's, again, a form of subliminal mind control. But no, it's going to start in increments, and it's going to increment and get bigger and get bigger. But like I said, you need to pay attention to the real monster at hand, which is the store closings, because like I said, if all these stores are closed, where are you going to go to get your stuff? The answer is you won't be able to go anywhere. And when you can't get your resources, when you can't get your grocery stores, like for example, over 100 grocery stores have closed in the past year, then there's less food. You won't be able to access that much stuff. It's going to be harder to access things, and your government already knows. That's why the police and the military are preparing through these Jade Helm trainings and these UX trainings in Texas. They already know that there's going to be anarchy when people cannot get their food and water, and when there is no more government, and it's going to be soon the rule of law, and the military is going to take over. That is what martial law is. As you can see, Pacific Tea Company filed bankruptcy. Over 300 or close to 300 are planning on closing. It's a lot going on, folks, and many people have no idea of this stuff because they're looking in the wrong places. So I just want to be a resource to guide people in the right direction. But really come check this stuff out. Like I said, I'm going to leave the links below. Stay awoke and stay prayerful, stay spiritual, because judgment is even at the door. Truth unveiled. Shalom.